Alright, Bonehawks, this video is all about Janet Cage, and just kind of exploring her options with Quan Chi. She has some nice ones. I'm not really sure how good of a pairing this is going to be. On paper, it seems like it could be actually quite good. But I'm going to go through all our options and kind of how we can use them. So yeah, that being said, let's get into it.
Accept your death.
So starting with Crotch Destroyer, which is plus 34 restand, which is actually crazy. That's like way better than even Johnny's. We can add it to any of our combos ending in forward 4. You could probably do it off forward 2, but I find that once they're juggled, the forward 4, the first hit of that cancels into pretty much anything. Like the gravity's the same, no matter how many hits you throw in there. So something like that, plus 34, and the 34 hit advantage we can use to do pretty much whatever we want. We can throw them into a bone dome right there, just straight enhanced. We can throw up one of these, and start zoning, that kind of thing. Or if we're in the corner, bit of a gimmick, but you can throw up one of those. You got to be careful with that, because I believe it's 44 recovery on that, and then 12 startup. So there's leaving a little bit of a gap there. But if you're feeling wise, go for it. But yeah, plus 34 restand is pretty good, and it does decent damage too, so it's kind of nice. So far, I'm kind of liking her. She's kind of quirky, you know. Runs in, girl power, runs off stage. It's kind of neat. I like it. So yeah, restand is always nice for Quan Chi. I tend to go towards more of a zoning aspect, so I'm trying to find ways to do that. But you know, I always probably will find a way to use this in the corner or with some trap situations with the zone of waste. So the hot punch is not something that I really see us using mid-screen, but I bet there's a lot of craziness in the corner. I'm still trying to figure out how to even get all 3 down consistently. I'm getting 2 pretty consistently, but I'm getting the 3rd. This is just day 1 for me. I've been at work all day, so I came home and just thought I'd play around with her and kind of see what I found. But yeah, I don't really, because of how far she kind of knocks them away, I don't really see us kind of using that mid-screen. But again, I'm sure there's all sorts of corner containment stuff that we can use with her, and I'm excited to lab it and figure it out and post it for y'all. Unless you find your own stuff, then let me know. I'm not that creative. Okay, so now for the one that I'm going to use the most if I do use this Kameo, and that's Mime Time. And this basically creates a wall that they can't move past, they can't throw anything past. Just be aware that if you do hit Janet, that she can get hit out of it. They'll tank some hits for you. But, hold on. I'm messing up. Yeah. So Reiko's just shreds her in an instant. So, if you're not playing against Reiko, she could be really good, because look how long she stays out here for. If you're holding it, get one of these, get a portal, 2 of these, get a portal, one of those, maybe one of these. And that's all the stuff that they can't get past. They have to get to her, avoid your projectiles, and somehow hit her out of it, all while you're just peppering them with all sorts of stuff. You don't have to just do that, obviously. That's just kind of showing what kind of... But I think that this is going to make her zoning absolutely insane. One of those out. Be careful you don't move too much in front of her, like I just did there. There's also a secondary use for this that I found that seems to be pretty nice. So this might help in this particular matchup, because Smoke just has so much mobility. Like if you put her out in front, he can just kind of teleport behind you and hit you. But he has these that are obviously annoying for Quan Chi. So you can put Janet up and then call this enhanced one and put that behind you. So now you've kind of put yourself into a little box where Smoke can't really teleport behind you. He can't come forward at you for a short period because you got Janet there. It is meter intensive, but it is kind of cool for once to be able to just be like, yeah, you can't hit me, Smoke. Like, sorry, pal. You're not coming either side. You're stuck where you are. So I thought that was really nifty. Just make sure that you call Janet before you call this. Oh, there you go. Because she'll just make it disappear right on the spot as soon as she shows up to do anything. You want to call her first, and then set up the meter burn one. Set up your zoning. And just have fun and watch Smoke kind of struggle for at least a couple seconds, not being able to do anything. Super duper fun. I love that. I love that for us. You know, this is fantastic. This matchup might have some hope. And then similar in the corner, we can do something pretty gross. So before I had I had posted my 2-bar setup with this and this. We now can save a bar and do our combo and call the mime timeout just to cover us until the armor is active. Say, Janet, go on your merry way, and then we just go in, start mixing, do your thing, and then maybe at some point we get Janet back, start the action all over again. So yeah, that kind of a thing. That could be really gross if you came up with some really good sequences in the corner. So I have really high hopes for this move, and I definitely will be trying it. And I don't know how good / bad it is yet. Her cooldowns are a little slow, but what they offer is pretty fantastic. So this will probably be the move that I use the most, and you'll probably see it. Assuming I end up using Janet Cage for a long period of time, I'm definitely going to try some matches with her and just kind of see how it feels. There's some things that can be a little bit input sensitive, which I might not mesh with so well. There's these old hands, you know, in my old brain, but I will definitely be keeping you posted when I find. All right, so here's where things get kind of tricky, and I'm actually excited to like lab this and get used to this. So using Janet Cage's stunt double in zoning, so we go something like that, and then we do forward 3 to do a shadow kick to get her close to you. And all my hands are already like messed up trying to do this. But yeah, you can basically switch back and forth. So when you, it's like Sento basically. I mean, we know that. So when I want her to do her moves, I can hold R2 if I don't want to do moves. And then when I want to do my moves, I switch to the Kameo button, back to her, back to me, which can make for some pretty gross zoning setups, especially since once you kind of knock them down, you can use the hit advantage. It's a little low, so I don't know how good this will be. Like that. All those mids, kind of crazy. So yeah, again, I'm not sure how strong this is going to be, and the cooldown is something else. But I mean, it's not just like mid-screen zoning that you can use this for. In fact, I think this probably wouldn't be even the strongest thing that you could use this for. So once you're in the corner, you get some crazy mix because she's got a low. So unlike Sento, who doesn't have any mix-ups whatsoever, Janet does have that low attack, so you can kind of mix that in with your 214, 2144. Let me see if I can figure out how to show you like a gross mix-up here. All right, so in a string like this, for example, that's overhead, overhead. And then you have to make sure, which I didn't do there, to press the Kameo button back so that she doesn't do another attack. And yeah, not even to mention just doing something like this. Overhead low. And then all the things that she can juggle with once you kind of figure that out. Yeah, she's going to be absolutely disgusting in the corner. And I think, given that we also have this as well, this just upped our corner game at big time. Again, though, cooldown's not the greatest. See what you get, but I mean, do you really need that big of a cooldown when you have all these options at your disposal? You just get one good sequence going, and then, you know, maybe do a throw or something to kind of build her back while you're waiting, kind of Shujinko style type of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to be working on, figuring out some combos there. And if you have any already that you've figured out or whatnot, post them in the comments down below, and maybe I'll make a little combo video, because I feel like the possibilities are endless for these two as far as combo wise and mix up wise and grossness goes. I'm pretty excited to dig in with this. So here's an interesting thing zoning wise with Janet Cage. So her force ball that she gets is forward and 1. So what you can do is you can call her out, hold the Kameo button and press back, release the Kameo button and press forward, and then do 1. And Quan Chi will do, if you're in here, he'll do his triple 1. And then Janet Cage will do her projectile at the exact same time. But here, that's exactly where all this execution part comes in handy, because, or maybe detrimental in my case. But yeah, that's, again, you hold back and the Kameo button, release the Kameo button and press forward and 1. And then Quan Chi will do his back forward 1. And Janet will do her just forward 1 force ball for extra zoning. Let's see if I can show you what that looks like. First try, no problem, easy. Retiring right now, boom. So yeah, things like that is where this Kameo is going to get tricky. It's going to take a lot of kind of time and effort to make sure that you get these inputs down. But I mean, if I can do Shujinko combos, I'm sure I could figure this out, right? Right? That's the idea. And this is even amplified when you notice that she can actually do the splits or her little taunt to put back more meter on her Kameo meter. So you can do that even more and just like keep that going for an extended amount of time. Yeah, the combinations and the big brain with the Kameo is going to be actually nuts. And I'm excited to dive into it. I don't really know how good I'll get with it, but we're going to give it the honest go anyways. And that's really it, just like my first thoughts on Janet Cage and Quan Chi, kind of what I think they can do, what they can't do. This is just kind of a rough showing you my first impressions kind of a thing. And I'm pretty pumped. I'm pretty excited. This is a good Kameo. She feels really, really strong without being like absolutely busted. And definitely rewards your execution. So let me know if you're interested in using Janet Cage. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't because I make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.